You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
Pompeo. Yesterday, Pompeo actually admitted that he was on that phone call on July 25th. Now, did we need him to make that admission? No, because we all knew it to be true. But nonetheless, Pompeo stated that he actually was on that call. Now, again, people associated with Tribulation Trump, the fact that they're willing to just throw everything away. How could you have built a life on good standards, if it was good, have done some good things in your life, and now at this point in your life, you are willing to throw all of that away for Tribulation Trump? You are willing to lay in bed with this man and wake up with all kinds of scandals and controversy and lawlessness, all for Tribulation Trump. Do you see how many people this man has destroyed who has been a part of his circle? You talk about Giuliani, you're talking about Bill Barr, you're talking about Pompeo. And one can say, Sabbath, well, these people were never good to begin with, so what do you expect? And I could hold you to that. But certainly, there are some things that these men have gained in their lives. But as of to date, because they have mixed with Tribulation Trump, they are now in all kinds of things. Michael Cohen in prison. I mean, all of these things, Giuliani now going through all of this. It, again, it's quite unbelievable. But I want you to hear it from his own mouth as he made this admission. Let's roll that clip.
As for was I on the phone call, I was on the phone call. The phone call was in the context of, now I guess I've been the Secretary of State for coming on a year and a half. I know precisely what the American policy is with respect to Ukraine. It's been remarkably consistent, and we will continue to try to drive those set of outcomes. It's what our team, including Ambassador Volker, were focused on, was taking down the threat that Russia poses there in Ukraine. It was about helping the Ukrainians to get graft out and corruption outside of their government, and to help now this new government in the Ukraine build a successful, thriving economy. It's what the State Department officials that I've had the privilege to lead have been engaged in, and it's what we will continue to do, even while all this noise is going on.
And so we listen to all of the rhetoric that is being spewed by the many people that's involved in this Ukraine scandal. You know, the leader of Ukraine made some statements and said he never spoke to Giuliani. He never met him. He never spoke to him. But yet Giuliani has sat and has said on various broadcasts that he's been speaking to Ukraine. He went some time ago and he spoke to them and he met with them. And so you listen to all of these lies, you listen to all of these deceptions. And I thought about it this morning as I was going through these articles and reading them yesterday. How stupid do they think the American people are? Obviously, they think the American people are very stupid, because they are willing to lie to you. I mean, you can have the evidence right in front of you, and yet they're willing to lie to you and say, no, we didn't. But yet, no, as a teacher, sometimes when I'm dealing with my students, I'm watching them all the time. I'm observing them. I'm listening to them all the time. And sometimes they can say things and they can do things. And there are moments where I catch them doing something, right? I can catch them doing something. And because they're children, they don't have enough sense to just admit what they've done or what they've been caught doing. But they'll actually stand there and they'll say, oh, no, I didn't really do anything. I didn't really say anything. Or they could be saying something that's hinting towards something else, like little children do. But then when you catch them on it, they'll say, no, that's not what I meant. I actually meant this. Oh, no, that's not what I did. I actually did this. And sometimes I'm thinking to myself, wow, how stupid do they think I really am? How stupid do they think I am that I'm going to fall for what they're saying? Well, how stupid do you think the American people are? Obviously, again, they must think that the American people are really stupid to believe the lies that they continue to spew. Here we have the evidence, but yet here comes the lie. And they expect the American people to eat it all up. They expect the American people to just take what they say as truth. But yet the evidence is right here. Which again goes to show how much they don't respect the American people. And so again, I've stated many times, and I know that there are many people who have jumped off the Trump train. With this Ukraine scandal alone, there are many people in the GOP who's actually standing against Tribulation Trump and in favor, as we spoke on yesterday, of impeaching him. But yet, there are many who still stand behind Tribulation Trump. And one of the reports that went out yesterday was the fact that Tribulation Trump has raised $125 million in this third quarter. And so obviously there are many people that are still supporting Tribulation Trump. Now, obviously, again, all of the candidates, this is the third quarter, so they're all looking at how much they have raised. But the fact that he has raised $125 million, and this news source felt that it was good to make this statement, as the other politicians have done as well. Bernie Sanders did so a day or two as well. But just think about, again, the support that Tribulation Trump still has. Even with all that we've seen, even with all of statements that we have heard, he still has support. And so when you hear Pastor Manning make the statements that whether he's impeached or not, a war is coming, because his supporters are willing to go down with Tribulation Trump. They will not let it rest. They will not allow what they feel is an attack on Tribulation Trump go without doing anything about it. And Tribulation Trump knows that, which is why he makes all of his statements. If you impeach me, it's going to be a really bad thing. People are not just going to take it sitting down. He knows that to be true. He's absolutely right about that. They're not going to take it sitting down, because people have sold their souls, just like people sold their souls for the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama. Black people, churches sold their souls for Obama, the so-called black president. Though he was not black, he is not black, but yet they sold their souls to the long-legged Mac Daddy. And we're seeing the exact same things now. People have sold their souls for Tribulation Trump, so they are willing to go down with him. I said it yesterday and I say it again. You need Jesus. If you don't have Jesus, you will not be able to survive through these days that we are witnessing and observing. I pray that you will hear the words coming forth from this house. I really do.
This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I am he. I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.